Well, hello you bearded bastards, and welcome back once again to Scorchfountain, the Scorchfountain. And as you can see, we have ourselves a little guest. A guest by the name of Kenom Sport Torches, the perfect growth. Or should I say, the corpse of Kenom Sport Torches, the Hydra, a giant dragon-like monster with 7 biting heads. And an interesting foe to be sure. Showed up just moments ago and is now just kind of wandering around the fortress. It caught sight of some capybara out here and is just chasing them around the hillside. That's absolutely fine, but we can't go outside for the time being. I have reason to believe this creature will be kind of dangerous. I mean, I guess that's probably pretty obvious. On the best of days, a hydra is a powerful foe, but this one's undead, which makes it a lot more dangerous. Oftentimes, the easiest way to kill a foe is by destroying their head, but this one has 7 of them. However, if this was a living hydra, we could potentially do enough damage to it to exhaust it, or possibly make it collapse in pain, and then eventually bleed out, but none of those are going to be factors in combating this foe. So I'm not too sure what our plan is. If the thing would just come to the fortress, that might make things a little bit more straightforward. But no, it seems to be perfectly fine just wandering around out here. Well, that's fine. Wander away, you bastard. And in the meantime, we can address our bustling fortress. Ah, Scorchfountain. What a fine place for a dwarf to call home. Really starting to come together now, that's for sure. At the current time, it is the 18th of Sandstone, 1178, mid-autumn of our 15th year here in the fortress. 15 years. Time is passing right on by, and the dwarves here have been quite busy. Now, last we left off, the dwarves were very content on their raiding. I think we had just knocked out about 8 necromancer towers, which is pretty good, hoping that slows down their attacks a bit. I imagine it will. Their attacks were already slowing down quite a bit naturally. Still not too sure why that is, but I'd like to see it remains that way. That being said, in these past few months, we have been keeping it up, knocking out just tower after tower after tower. In fact, we've begun to lose track, I think. I think maybe we destroyed about 3 more towers at least, mostly trying to take care of the ones that are just around us, and that includes both the ones that are at peace and at war with us. But that being said, we have had to attend to some other settlements as well. The Hate of Dominating controlled a couple of forts in the area, which we toppled, no problem whatsoever. There weren't many goblins there. But also, in more disturbing news, the Nation of Chaining, a human civilization that we have traded with just briefly in the past, well, it looks like they're at war with us now. Not too sure why that would be. We've given them no trouble, but I'm thinking it might have to do with us finally opening up and attacking places around the map. I think they're afraid of us. I couldn't blame them, certainly. Who could? The dwarves of Scorchfountain are a force to be feared. Truly. That being said, yes, we did knock over a couple of their settlements, nothing too big yet, and of all the places we've attacked so far, they're the only ones to have given us trouble. It seems they had a tamed water buffalo in one of their settlements that gave us quite a bit of trouble, actually, but we were able to kill the thing, losing maybe 3 or 4 dwarves in the process. Yeah, it was a powerful foe. Embarrassingly powerful. And, well, I guess I'm just really hoping they don't have a lot more of those things. We had no idea the humans were in command of such powerful creatures. Hoping they don't have any other tricks up their sleeves. But, no matter. We haven't encountered anything worse yet, and I would like to believe it will continue this way. Looking up on the surface here, and it looks like that hydra did some damage, and killed quite a few capybara, and also a couple of merchants. We did have traders in our depot who just left. They must have ran into it. Well, that's a damn shame. Where is that thing? Ah, yes, here it is. Slowly sauntering around the area. Might be heading towards our main gate. Finally. Okay. Blue bows, if I can get you assembled above our main gate, that would be just wonderful. Do not tarry. Come on, dwarves. A mighty foe approaches. Yeah, oh yeah, here it comes. Heading straight on in. Now, I would very much like to try just opening up this gate and dropping it down into the magma, but with a creature this heavy, it would just be impossible. The bridge wouldn't work. The weight of the creature would actually hold the bridge down. But that's not going to be a problem, I don't think. Where the hell are those bow dwarves, by the way? Okay, well, they're going to be too slow, apparently, so I'm just going to send them down here to this set of fortifications. I imagine this would work, but I suppose we'll see. Come on, dwarves, let's go. Move your rumps. And this time, bring some arrows, please. You'll note that you can see all this magma filling up this lower level now. Isn't that nice? That section over on the right did fill up all the way to the brim, and then we just cracked open the floor leading over to this side, and yep, filled right up. Got the job done perfectly. Here we go, got some bow dwarves in place now. Now we're just waiting for that scaly, stinking bastard to get down here. Slither your ass down here. We don't have all day, you big coward. Yes, and here we go. Slithering into the hallway. Let's go, bow dwarves. Let's see what you got. They've begun firing. The creature does not seem to notice the hits. Not a surprise, it cannot feel any pain whatsoever. Note that we've been making use of different types of arrows recently, not just copper ones anymore. We've really been trying to utilize some of the other metals that the invaders bring. Overall, we haven't gotten too much from them, but I would one day like to make full suits of iron or maybe even steel armor for our dwarves. We'll have to see what happens though. It'll just take some time. Well, anyways, this creature has taken quite a few hits from those arrows and has even wandered into a few of the traps. They seem to be working against this thing, not like those forgotten beasts. Regardless, it does not seem to have taken very much damage at all. Yes, this is a formidable foe indeed. Well, hopefully we've softened it up enough. Well, here we go, dwarves. Steel yourselves, or copper yourselves. The hydra is coming in. For Scorchfountain, let's go. Okay, here go the dwarves, leaping into combat. Half of them anyways. Looks like some of the other ones are unaware or unwilling to fight. Go ahead, you bastards, get in there. Okay, well, half of our dwarves are fighting. Ooh, seeing some nasty wounds and a lot of blood. And I don't think it's hydra blood either. Seeing some little bits on the ground. More and more wounded dwarves. Here come the other fighters. I don't know what took them so long, but okay, there we go. Late to the party, dwarves. And now we have a few wounded fighters. That's not great. Well, dwarves, overall, that was another legendary defense of our beloved home. But now I think it's time we start rolling forward once again. What do you say to that? Kind of a little bit of a departure here, I guess. Just happened to notice our outpost liaison down here in the anvil, a place where really nobody goes anymore. Just kind of standing in this room. Remember this room? The one where Moldath was trying to bring those corpses back to life so many years ago? Maybe they're trying to just figure out what this chamber is for? Seems likely. Checking the place out? Very odd. I don't know, just thought that was pretty amusing. Anyways, right, yes. Rolling forward. Still gotta get some stuff set up in the background here. We do have a few arrangements that we have to take care of, as well as clean up that mess that Hydra made. And so first, let's have a little look at the world map, shall we? Okay, here we are right here, Scorchfountain, where this flashing X is. Now I'm going to change the view here just a little bit, and we can see some of the surrounding areas and our current state with them. The ones surrounded by this teal color are our holdings, all those hillocks that are a part of our fortress. The green ones are allied with us, the blue ones belong to our civilization, the Abbey of Proliferation, and the red ones are our enemies. I know we hadn't seen this screen quite like this before, but if I had, you would have noticed quite a few more of these red enemy places. Yes, we are banging straight through them. And I'll also note that a couple of these places surrounded by the red, like down here, we have this place, the Human Tower of Teachloaf. This is a place we've attacked in the past, but for some reason it says it's still active. I don't know why that is. We've sent troops there a couple times now, and at this point it doesn't appear that there's anybody still there to even fight us, so I'm not too sure what the deal is. The only thing I could think to do is to actually try to control it, send our forces there and have them remain there, which isn't something I really want to do, honestly. Like, well, okay, I'm thinking here, trying to do some pondering. One of my biggest problems with sending our troops there and leaving them there is that we lose those troops. You know, we only have 40 dwarves in our army, which, when you get down to it, isn't that many. And we could start trying to take over all the places around us, which would be just dandy, but in turn we'd lose all those warriors, which would make us weaker, A, and B, it would slow us down a whole bunch too. Not something we want to do. But, having a look at this screen right here, we are at 173 dwarves right now, which is not an inconsiderable number. And so, noting the fact that there's nothing dangerous left there, how about we set up maybe a squad or two of civilians and send them there? Do you think that would work? Populated with civilians and then, yeah, you know, let's do it. What the hell? Gonna make a new squad here with no uniform, and we'll name it the Teachloaf Defenders. And in this squad, we'll just throw a whole bunch of civilians. Mostly newer migrants, nobody too special or important, just someone who could assign to the place and kind of have them hold down the fort. And then we'll see how it goes from there. Okay, let's do it. Just gonna set up a new mission for just down here, Teachloaf. We're going to raid this site, and we'll attempt to conquer and occupy it, using the Teachloaf Defenders. Easy enough. And they are off. Good luck, dwarves. Looks like some of them are carrying items with them to the new place. It's fine, I suppose. Might be nice to have some reading material while they're there. Yeah, hoping this goes well. We'll just give them some time out there and check the map in a little bit. Oh, there we go. The Tower of Teachloaf, a day's travel to the southwest, has been conquered and incorporated into our holdings. Wonderful, just like all those other hillocks there. Very cool. Oh yeah, and we have a little report here. Yeah, super easy. There's a couple places we've encountered like that around the map, so maybe we'll just have to keep doing this. Actually, you know what? There's a second part to this whole plan, because now I'm thinking we can actually send a messenger out and request workers from our other hillocks, and then maybe send those dwarves out to other places. Kind of just spreading our dwarves across the land, you know? It might work out pretty well. Like, for example, we can go over here and request workers from Wiltlands. And, well, looks like there's only one dwarf we can request. Maybe a different place. Okay. Looks like we can't request workers from anywhere. Perfect. Never mind. Now, remember a while back when this dwarven fort, Theater Tones, came into our control? It has a population of about 500, and I was thinking we could send our messenger there to get a whole bunch of new workers, but apparently we can't. There are no workers available. So, I guess they're just not sending their workers out. That's kind of a pain. I was relying on it. Oh well, not much we could do. Well, no matter. Time to get back to raiding, I think. Now, I'm going to zoom out here just so you can get an idea of what we're working with. And here we have it, the map of Ored Ashi. Now you can see most of the action, including our fortress, is down to the south. Up in the northwest, in the far forests, there's a whole bunch of elven activity, but they're actually pretty chill, which is good. There's a couple of troublesome towers there, but I'm not going to worry about them just yet. Now, as I said before, the nation of Chaining, a human civilization, has declared war on us, and they're centered more over towards the west. And we have been pushing that way a little bit, and I think we should continue pretty much. And so let's get to it. Our first target will be the human hamlet of Entrance Bend, and we'll just try to crush that place, razing it entirely. We don't really want a human hamlet anyways. We'll assign our squads, and bid them adieu. Good luck, dwarves! And something else I would like to note is that we've made a back entrance for the squads to use. We've been using it in these past raids, and I'd have to say it's extremely successful. You can see the dwarves head up this stairway right here, which leads them around this bend to this other stairway, which leads all the way up to this little entrance on the back side of the anvil. We have a couple of doors there just for safety's sake, as well as a bridge, controlled by a lever down in the barracks. Yes, this has streamlined things immensely. I imagine they'll be back in short order. And while they're away, we have some other things to discuss, like our nice forge area up here, no longer quite as bean-shaped as it once was. You can see up along the north side there we have some new residences constructed. I thought they could be special residences for our smiths. Might be appropriate, don't you think? Yeah, it'll be nice once we get this place all set up. Workshops, smelters. Finally, we'll have a central hub for all our forging activities. Though I can't help but feel that Winx might miss her old forge quite a bit. She's made some great pieces of armor here over the years. Weapons too, of course. In fact, you'll be happy to know that right now, she's creating some steel helmets for our warriors. We have just enough bars to make helmets for everyone. So that should work out pretty well. Keep on going, Winx. Our army grows stronger by the day. The rock, Canis Atrid Matzang Unos Ud, has come. A bird of prey so large and ferocious it dwarfs many dragons. All beneath its mighty wings should fear the sky. Well, 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 look what's flapped in. Blotting out the sun with its titanic wings, it's yet another rock, heading towards the farm terrace, and sitting for a moment. It seems to have spotted this dog, watching amusedly. Oh, and that's it. And here it comes. It's heading down. But oh, so luckily it looks like the dwarves have already prepared a wall. Wondrous job, dwarves. Now we just have to close up the front gates, and it should not be an issue. And while we're closed up, we have some other preparations to make. Very similar to our plans with that last rock. Hurry up, dwarves, let's go. Oh, jeez. Well, it looks like our warriors have returned, but they're in a state of disarray out there. It looks like the rock caught one of them off guard and is just ripping them to shreds now. Oh, that's really bad. Brutal, brutal stuff. But just goes to show you how tough our dwarves are. The rock is extremely tired right now. Our one dwarf was more than a mouthful for this big bastard. Just hoping we can get a cage trap in place. We are trying to do the same exact thing we were doing before, except this time we're just using a crummy wooden trap. Should get the job done though, and it'll be much quicker as well. Oh man, this rock up here keeps harassing our dwarves. I don't really want to kill the thing, but luckily it seems to have trouble taking down our dwarves. It keeps swooping in, attacking them, shaking them around a whole bunch, but it gets really tired out very quickly. It's kind of amazing, actually. Alright, having a look down here, it looks like that cage trap is now in place. So all we have to do now is break open this wall, and that big bastard can come down through the farm terrace and get caught in this cage trap, just like that last one. Oh no, here it comes again, swooping in at this flail dwarf. Flail dwarf who is jumping away like a real pro. Ooh, oh my goodness, what's going on? It's hard to tell. I really think that dwarf was just dodging with such skill that this rock could not hit it. Yeah, that seems to be the case. Now the rock's panicking, flying off. You big idiot. Okay, having a look down here, it looks like that passage is now clear. Just have to hope it comes down this way now. Come on, you dummy, let's go. Into the fortress, bird brain. Doing a quick flyover of the forge. Oh, but then I spotted that first dwarf again. That first badly wounded dwarf. Oh, and here it goes. It sees its chance. Oh, come on, you idiot. Oh, there we go. Damn it. Okay, we lost 2 dwarves in that. Not excellent, but the rock was captured in this cage trap right here in this hallway. Stellar. Okay, so we have our rock, and you dwarves can make your way into the fortress now. Good job, all. We've done it yet again. And this time I'm thinking we'll set up a more permanent arrangement for a cage trap. I really don't like that we lost those dwarves right there, and it could have easily been avoided if we had a more permanent setup for rock capture. But yes, we have ourselves a rock, and our warriors have returned once more. Time to check that report. Mission report, raise entrance bend. Seems to have taken a while to work their way over there for some reason. But then they walked in and just started stealing books. However, it does seem we did not destroy the place, which means it's going to be like Teach Loaf. Looks like we gotta send out another occupation squad. What a pain. No, well. Alright, well, I'm gonna tell you what. We sent out 10 dwarves to Teach Loaf, which may have been a tad overkill. I mean, we started this fortress here with only 7. They don't need all those dwarves. I'm gonna take a couple back. We're going to request workers from Teach Loaf, and we'll take 5 back. And our messenger should be headed out as we speak. Good luck out there. Shouldn't be a big deal, I'm thinking. And I will just give him a second to see if it's successful. Ah, yes, here we go. They have returned. And now that we have them back, I suppose we can repurpose the Teach Loaf defenders, calling them instead the Entrance Bend defenders. And we will assign about 4 dwarves. 4 dwarves is fine. They can take care of themselves well enough, I'm sure. Okay, and our next step should be to go back out to that place and, send the troops there to occupy it. But I'm not seeing it. Maybe it just disappeared? Well, I know there's this place over here, Sunny Butter. It's a place that we destroyed recently. Or rather, thought we destroyed. It's still active, though, apparently, according to the map here. So we'll just send them here. They can occupy this place. It's like right next to Teach Loaf. And they're both towers. They should be pretty useful in kind of cutting off this western region from the rest of the world. And I imagine it'll end up just being as easy as that. Whoa, okay, right here. Do you see what I'm seeing? Moldath, the Beardless, our Baron, has entered a strange mood. In fact, he's begun to stalk and brood. This is what is known as a macabre mood. Very interesting. Curious to see what comes of this. Let's do this, Moldath. Oh, he's gonna make a good one, I can tell. It looks like he's heading down to the horn beetle level. Very interesting. Okay, following Moldath here, and it looks like he's trying to grab a skull. He had grabbed one, and on his way back to the workshop, I had forbidden it, so he didn't end up using it. If Moldath's making an artifact, we have to make sure it's a good one. That being said, well, we do have 2 rocks now, both of which are male, and that's obviously not going to help us out with a breeding program. I'm thinking a nice rock skull artifact is in order. What do you say? Hoping this doesn't get too dangerous. Let's see how it goes. Going to attempt to construct a butcher workshop right next to this rock's cage. And now we're going to attempt to tame the rock just enough so we can get it out of that cage and into the workshop. And now the rock is out of the cage. Okay, alright. It's out of the cage. Someone want to bring it over to the butcher workshop? Because that'd be just stellar. Like any old person could just grab this giant bird that is now flapping through the fortress and just bring it over to the butcher workshop. It seems confused. It's bewildered. I don't know what it's doing. It's semi-wild right now, which means it's not very well tamed. Not in the least. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it has gone into its trainer's bedroom and is now sleeping in the bed with its trainer. Come on. You gonna do this to me? Don't make me like you, dude. Okay, it left that bedroom and is just wandering through the fortress now. Oh my goodness. Stop being endearing, you damn bird. Someone grab this thing. Here we go. Here we go. Chase it down. I think this guy's trying to grab the bird. Stop moving around, huh? Okay, yeah, we have this butcher just chasing the thing through the meeting hall right now. Go ahead, get him. Get him. Chase him down. Okay, there we go. Okay, got the rock. There we go. There's a good boy. Get back over to that butcher workshop. This is... okay. It seems a little cruel, okay? I mean, the bird, it's very well behaved for the time being. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Just like that. Okay, the rock has been butchered. And Moldath is now on his way up to the meeting hall, I imagine. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a real good one. Mark my word. I will note too, while he's traveling, that we did actually manage to conquer that Sunny Butter place. Wasn't a big deal at all. Oh my goodness, look, he's got that skull now. But it's so heavy it slowed him down immensely. Wild. What are you gonna do with that, dude, huh? Man, those are some big birds. We'll give him some time here. Okay, and there we have it. He managed to lug that rock skull all the way back to this tanner's workshop. And as for the rest of the items, I'm pretty much just gonna let him do whatever he wants. Maybe if it looks like he's going for some boring item, I might forbid it in time. We'll see what happens. And now we'll let the guy get to work. Just a moment. And here we go. Moldath has begun a mysterious construction. Oh, this is going to be a good one. There's a whole bunch of materials going into it. A couple of very nice ones, too. Fingers crossed. Moldath, the beardless Regotheros, the mayor necromancer, has created Akbad Zotir, a rock bone helm. He claims it as a family heirloom. Brilliant. Isn't that something? Let's have a closer look. Akbad Zotir, the doom of fiends, worth 94,000, respectable. And this is a rock bone helm. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with single-cut amethysts and encircled with bands of rock bone and knight's soldier bone. This object is adorned with hanging rings of cave spider chitin and dacite, and menaces with spikes of hydra bone, cave spider chitin, and horn beetle chitin. On the item is an image of the Doom of Fiends, the rock bone helm, and hydra bone, as well as an image of smooth pebbles and horn beetle chitin. Huh. Recursive. Yeah, it has an image of itself on it, as if Moldath was so proud of his artifact that he had to memorialize it on itself. That's our Baron. Overall, it's pretty interesting to be sure. Interesting touches with that knight's soldier bone as well as the cave spider chitin. Yeah, it's not too bad at all. Good job, Moldath. We'll have to make sure it gets assigned to him whenever he's training in the barracks. That would be pretty awesome. And now I suppose you should head back up to the Scorching Hall, where you'll find we have some new visitors in our fortress. While you were creating that artifact, we had an important event manifest itself here in Scorchfountain. Yes, my friend, while you were out of commission, this new guest here arrived at the front gates. We know him well. Bimfikata Tyr, our king, as well as his full entourage. And you know what that means. Scorchfountain has become the mountain home. 3 cheers, dwarves! Our greatest victory yet has been accomplished this day. Now I'll note that both the king and his wife, the queen, have been making demands left and right since they first stepped foot into our fortress, and we've been struggling to meet those demands. One of the king's loftiest demands are his chambers. Not going to be easy making these quarters, but we're trying our best. That being said, if you have a look over here at our forge area, you can see everything is all set now. All metal crafting activities are now centered on this area. Isn't that lovely? Magma smelters, magma forges, all in place, and everything we'll need is moved right to this area, so we are totally square. And that being the case, I figured we'd come up here to our old forge area and repurpose it a bit. No sense in letting the place go to waste. It's part of our fortress's history now, an important part. Scorchfountain was forged in this area for the most part. The arms and armor used in our conquests have been forged in this very area. And so what better place to start forging our future than from this very chamber? Of course, it still needs a few little touches here and there. Not really a royal bedroom quite yet, but soon. It'll get there. We do sincerely hope that these quarters find you well, your highnesses. We seek to give you only the very warmest of welcomes. Just the warmest of welcomes. It's kind of impossible to rule the world without first cracking a few eggs. Something that's got to be done, really. I mean, when you get down to it, our civilization's pretty weak. We could have been knocking towers over left and right this entire time. Yeah, out with the old and in with the new, we say. Now, in reality, it's kind of hard to say if that was a good choice or not. All Moldath knows is that he could not possibly rule the world underneath a king. And as far as the rest of our empire is concerned, well, that could have just been a simple accident, a little magma-related accident. Bound to happen, really. He didn't really know his way around the place. And, I don't know, maybe he just stumbled. We have a lot of new magma workings. We're still trying to figure things out here. Yeah, just a little accident. And now we're down a king and a queen. Now, of course, that doesn't mean Moldath is automatically going to be appointed to the position of king of our civilization. He's only a baron, after all. One of dozens. But it does mean one of the big players is out of the game. We'll just have to keep pecking away at the rest, I think. And in the meantime, we will continue our raiding. Yes, this has been a very important series of triumphs for Moldath. He's come a long way, and he has a long way to go. But I'd say he's up to the task. Long live Moldath, the beardless baron. May his reign be eternal. Well, hello you bearded bastards, and welcome to the end of the episode where we're going to be talking about some behind the scenes things. A whole bunch of little bits in this episode. Wow, what an exciting episode it was. So let's see what happened. Yes, Moldath's artifact. Pretty interesting. It's cool that you can kind of mess with the materials that they use in their artifacts, just by forbidding certain things, you know? I was pretty glad he was able to make that thing out of rock bone, and that it ended up being a helmet too. Such an iconic piece of armor. Better than like a gauntlet or greaves or one boot or something, you know? Yeah, it's a good one. And then we have the whole matter of our king and queen. Really excited that they showed up. I wasn't too sure what we were going to end up doing when they did show up, but I kind of had a feeling we were going to end up melting them like that. I didn't really think Moldath would be promoted to king right after the king died, but I don't know, you just never know with this game, so I figured it was worth a shot. It's kind of hard to parse these things in a roleplay sense sometimes. Like, the king of our entire civilization shows up and we melt him. And by we, I like to think a fortress is controlled by the highest noble position, whether it's a mayor or a baron in the case of Moldath. I would think it's from that position that most of the orders are coming from. You know, like, somebody's got to tell the dwarves to dig out that magma channel connecting up to that room. And really, the dwarves at Scorchfountain are so fond of their baron that they had to listen to the guy. They know what's up. I imagine they can see our civilization's grown pretty stagnant. So if we have Moldath whispering suggestions into the miners' ears, then they might just bow their heads and go about their business. No questions asked. It was just an accident, that's all it was. Now we're just hoping that whoever claims the crown is going to come to Scorchfountain eventually. It's the only way Moldath's ever going to become king. It's his life goal, and the dwarves of Scorchfountain have his back. Nothing could stop the guy. Here's hoping anyways. Now a little bit of bad news here. Because this was such a monumental episode, I'm really kind of hoping to give Scorchfountain, this series here, its own customized intro, like I've done with my other series in the past. And that next episode we can start fresh with a new intro. A bright new future, but an intro like that takes some doing. I have one in the works, but it's going to take some serious polish to get it where I need it to be. Which of course means that I can't be doing a normal episode, but I think for next week we're going to do another toned down episode, kind of like that rock episode, but it's going to be even a little bit different than that. No worries though, it'll be fun. And then when Scorchfountain picks up again, we'll have a shiny new intro and we'll be ready to take on the world. How's that sound? I like it. Well, you bearded bastards, I thank you very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed yourselves, and I also hope to see you again next time here in Athlestzafon, Scorchfountain. And until then, you bearded bastards.